Hello and welcome to Policy and Politics with me, Tarun Nangia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to the industry directly in a hall full of industrialists and some politicians and gave the message that this whole atmosphere of criticism of industry that has been created where, industrialists are being talked about, talked as if they are robber barons. Whereas the truth is that industry creates jobs. Investment creates a climate of livability in any country. When money comes in, prosperity comes in, and that's how the whole country prospers. So the Prime Minister indeed giving a strong message that he stands with the poor, he also stands with the industry, because it is the industry which will eventually lead to poor people earning money and gaining livelihood. In the interaction, he also mentioned Amar Singh's name and pointed out to him. And we are lucky also that Amar Singh has consented to talk at length on this subject. So I will introduce my panel today. Amar Singh is with us on the show today. We have Subhash Chandra Agarwal. He represents the industry. He is the chairman and managing director of the SMC Group and also was head of the Indo-European Council in trade body ASSOCHAM. We've got Gopal Chandra Agarwal. Mr. Gopal Agarwal is the chief spokesperson, economic affairs of the Bharatiya Janata Party, a qualified chartered accountant. Mr. Agarwal is also director of Bank of Baroda. I would like to thank my panel for sparing their time and joining us on this episode of Policy and Politics. Mr. Amar Singh, your opening comments on the speech made by the Prime Minister.
It was a fantastic speech. And he has rightly said that poor and rich, haves and haves not, they have to coexist. And if poverty needs to be addressed, the richness and rich people of the country are also entitled to do their business with peace and tranquility. Nonetheless, one major point he also categorically stated that is not to be missed. And he also said that you have to make money legitimately and honestly. If you don't do that, then you will have to leave this country like many others have intended to do or they have done. And this is my endeavor to get them back to their real places, and that is jail. Be honest, be legitimate, and do whatever you want to. We are all there. But dishonesty has got place, not in India, only in jails, without bail.
So basically he's saying the crooks will be sent to jail, but all honest businessmen are welcome to do their business in a manner where we encourage.
And his hints was most certainly towards crony capitalism.
Towards crony capitalism.
Crony capitalism like Tata's, traditional houses, or for that matter, even I can say about Birlas.
Yes.
The traditional wealth makers who have done hard work and slowly and gradually they have come up. They have not come up because of some tax concessions, because of some excise and custom duty reliefs. All of a sudden, not short-circuited, they have not short-circuited to the world of wealth. So there are people and there are houses which have gained windfall profit because of their proximity. There are infamously famous tapes where a lobbyist of Tata and many other major industrialists, the industrialists are claiming about a major political party, ruling party, and while talking to Nira Radia, and this is a legitimate tape, it is the official tape. The question is how it got leaked. But the authenticity of that tape is not
in doubt.
That is why I am quoting that tape. It's a legal tape, which is tape recorded by Income Tax Department. The question is how it got leaked. In that tape, one major industrialist of the country is saying that Congress to apni dukaan hai.
Right.
And I don't want to name. It's not prudent, it's not nice, in good taste. But nobody can dare to say that for Mr. Modi. That Modi to apni dukaan hai.
Right. So even nobody can say that about Mr. That's a very important point made by Amar Singh. Mr. Gopal Agarwal, you present the Bharatiya Janata Party. You saw the Prime Minister speaking freely, free from his heart with industry of the country. What do you think was in his mind when he was making this speech, and what is his message to the industry?
The message was very clear कि the place which industrialist or manufacturing sector should have got in the country's economic development, or the place of pride that they deserves. They have been a great catalyst to go for economic development, and they are the wealth creator. Along with the agriculture, is the second most important factor which creates wealth for the economy is the manufacturing sector or industrialist. So ultimately, you take their wealth, you go appreciate for their wealth, but in the public, you just for the vote bank politics are creating a wrong perception about them, that everybody is a cheat or anything. That shows that you are a big hypocrite. That's what he wanted to break, because at one point of time, what industrialist or manufacturing sector should have get the place of pride, and they created the wealth for the economy. That's very important. They are not getting that due, and at the second time, instead of supporting them, you are taking benefit in a back door. That's the crony capitalism part of it. Otherwise, if you talk of a genesis of many problems, whether it's the NPA problem or whether it is the coal block allocation, 2G spectrum, all these issues shows that at the back room or the backstage, you are meeting with them, taking their benefit. At the front, you are bashing them.
So
for
you mean
these
this basically
this hypocritic wall had
so
to
he
be
says, I
broken.
openly stand. So it's a very interesting, because the Prime Minister also spoke about Mahatma Gandhi. He said that Mahatma Gandhi used to sit with Birlas, who were very rich industrialists. But since his heart was clear and his conscience was clear, he could easily sit with industrialists. And I'll go to Subhash Chandra Agarwal. This government speaks of ease of doing business. Openly, now Prime Minister has come out in favor of industry, saying that they are necessary for the development of the country. What do you feel as a businessman?
Yeah, you see, our country has got ranking in ease of doing business less than 100.
Yes.
So it's very important, because earlier it was around 140.
Yes.
And that rank they have received in a very short span.
Yes.
And their target is to reach at 50.
Yes.
So during this, many businessmen is finding that many hurdles is being relaxed. And Prime Minister, which he said in Lucknow,
Yes.
is very interesting, because businessmen, industrialists are the backbone of the economy.
Yes.
And their comfort was little bit lesser
Yes.
in India because of various hurdles.
Yes.
So he want to make them comfortable. Genuine businessmen he give them a roadmap that you are the backbone of the society.
Yeah.
If you are honest and you are as important as other part of the society, like labor, banker, if they are the important, then...
So this whole atmosphere of criticism is not applicable to all businessmen. Amar Singh ji, how would you see this when Prime Minister said that Mahatma Gandhi also used to sit with industrialists, and if your heart is clean, then it doesn't matter whom you sit
He has
with?
not said, elaborated
Yes.
many other point.
Yes.
It was not only G.D. Birla,
Yes.
it was Jamnalal Bajaj also.
Yes.
He was also another major industrialist.
Yes.
And Gandhiji died, his murder took place, unfortunate, sad murder took place in Birla house only.
Okay.
While he was a guest with Birlas. And why only Gandhi? Even Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Yes.
He expired in Birla House, Mussoorie. And these issues were not important at that point of time. And in the round table conference for
Yes.
the freedom movement,
Yes.
G.D. Birla was accompanying Mahatma Gandhi
Okay.
officially.
Okay.
You must know that. And in the Wardha Ashram in Maharashtra, there is a open letter kept over there for everyone to see, in which Gandhi has written, नेहरू के भारत में पैसे वालों की और राजा महाराजाओं की इज्जत कम है, लेकिन मेरी नज़र में आने वाले भारत में गरीबों के साथ साथ पैसे वाले और राजा महाराजाओं का भी स्थान होना चाहिए. It is, again, I know it may create ripples that I am comparing in psychophancy Mr. Modi's point of view with that of Gandhiji's. But it is incidental, but it is like that. Wardha is there, Gandhi's open letter is kept there, you can go and see and shoot also. And what Gandhi has said,
Yes.
the same thing is being repeated by Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Yes.
That in a setup
Yes.
everybody has got a role to play.
So do you think Prime Minister was worried because unnecessarily, because of some crony capitalists, industry was being given a bad name? So under the guise of the problems of a few, industry gets blamed.
In this selfie age,
Yes.
suppose I am Prime Minister, or for that matter, or FM,
Yes.
or in Member of Parliament,
Yes.
in the plane,
Yes.
can I have a selfie?
Yes.
Everyone is an ace photographer.
Yes.
While coming to Claridge's,
Yes.
3-4 people took selfie.
Yes.
Any one of them
Yes.
can be a rapist,
Yes.
murderer,
Yes.
looter.
Yes.
I don't know who he is.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yes.
I don't have any special mechanism in my persona
Yes.
to access their insight
Yes.
or to do MRI of their insight.
Yes.
That's what actually they are.
Yes.
So Modi ji is a public persona,
Yeah.
and everyone wants to have selfie.
Yes.
If a lesser mortals like Amar Singh,
Yes.
we are not free from selfie spree.
Yes.
You cannot expect Mr. Modi to be free from that.
Yes.
So some Choksi and some Nirav
Yes.
went and took selfie.
Yes.
And I'm giving you my instance. When the note ban took place,
Yes.
I was waiting in the lobby
Yeah.
of Maurya Sheraton Hotel.
Yes.
Somebody came from my bag while I was looking my phone. He was busy abusing Mr. Modi and he took selfie. Why did he take selfie? Because he wanted to grab my face. And then he made that thing viral where I'm not saying a word. I'm looking at my phone and I'm waiting
You
for
mean
my
so
cartoon.
clever manipulation can be used to spoil people's image?
Absolutely. Even a selfie of Rahul Gandhi came.
Yes.
In that selfie, Rahul Gandhi is saying something very objectionable.
Yes.
But it is morphed. I am supporting Rahul Gandhi for that obscene photograph.
Yes.
That it was not Rahul Gandhi, it was created morphed photograph. That does not mean that I have taken Anand Sharma or Ghulam Nabi's place. Truth is truth, whether it is with Rahul Gandhi or with Narendra Modi or with anybody.
Okay.
The truth must not be distorted for political
Now
expediency.
that you were heading the industry wing in Uttar Pradesh, the Industrial Development Council, so I'm going to take that comment from you, but I'll go to Mr. Gopal Agarwal. I want to know from you two particular things. This government at one point of time was seen to be going very tough on industrialists. This government brought in your IBC code. So all these companies owned by these people are being sold one by one. Then they brought in the Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill. So Vijay Mallya is now being pulled out of London.
Yes.
So there was one message that earlier it is not business as usual. That you can do business and you can take loans and run your businesses. So has Prime Minister softened that with his statement?
No, I think that he has clarified with this statement that there are two categories of businessmen. One are the genuine businessmen who want to go for the business's activities or industrial development or through the legal process, or who are nationalists. And there is another crony capitalism sort of thing where there is a hidden nexus between the politician, bureaucrats and the businessmen.
Yes.
That's bad, and that distinction is required. Unless you distinguish in this process what is bad industrialist and what is good, then you cannot club everybody as bad. That's what he mentioned, that the perception, some people, opposition party particularly, with statement like Soot Boot Ki Sarkar or Modi is for industrialist or like that, and some photograph, putting some photograph that his photograph is with this industrialist, they are trying to create a perception where every industrialist is bad. That's what he wanted to break, that Modi government is with the genuine industrialists, and at the second time, those who will tweak the law, whether it is income tax law or whether it is shell companies, PMLA, or looting the banks, those will not be spared. So this is the strong message I think this statement gives, that we are with the good one. If you want to do neat and clean business in India, you are very welcome to it. You see the Gujarat example, the way Tatas and others are welcomed. And even Adani, if you see Mudra, without Adani, this Mudra port could have never been developed. You need investment, you need private investment, and you need capital is an important part of the economic development.
But
so
only
that
crooks,
segregation is there.
But crooks will be targeted through IBC. They will not be spared through Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill.
And in the public domain, this perception should not go that everybody is a crook or everybody is a good.
Yes.
There has to be a distinction, and the government is mature enough to understand that distinction. He is expecting the opposition leaders also to show that maturity of distinction between good and bad.
Okay. Now, the time comes that we'll take a short break. We saw Gopal Agarwal explaining that the crooks will not be spared. For that, we have the insolvency bankruptcy code, so the companies can be auctioned off of people who take loans and can't repay. Crook industrialists in that sense. Or we also have the Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill, so we can seize assets all over the globe of any crook industrialist who stashes money outside India. We'll go to Mr. Amar Singh after the break and ask him about his tenure as industry, the head of the industry body in Uttar Pradesh during the Samajwadi government, and juxtapose it with the PM statement and what it means to interact with the industry and how to get investment. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now we go to Amar Singh. Mr. Amar Singh, if you could share with us what does it take to attract investment in a state? Because if industrialists talk to politicians, media will write, or there'll be a propaganda that he's close to that person because he's seen with him in a restaurant or a hotel. Or if he's seen with that politician in some other state, then people will say he's close to that. Now, how does this relationship work?
I exactly behaved in my time the way Mr. Modi said to behave. That when your heart is clean, you can openly hobnob. He also mentioned in his speech that recently was in Bombay, and there is nothing clandestine about his clarion call given to industrialists for there and how to progress, how to grow in the industrial sector. He said, I organized a meeting with them and I interacted with them. I also did the same thing. Tata Motors, they are still there, you can ask them. I reached out to them and sorted out their problem. The same way, the sugar policy, I created a sugar policy and recommended that sugar policy, and all the stakeholders, farmers, and it was a big challenge because sugar is a typical item. We want to pay cane growers more money. We want sugar to be sold at cheaper rate.
That is the problem we face today also.
That is a problem. To sort out that problem, ethanol, power from bagasse,
yes,
and Indian-made foreign liquor. So intermittently, various other projects.
Mr. Singh, in a way, you think states now have to compete to get investment? That you will have to go meet businessmen and request them to come to you?
No, that is not enough. Let me tell you.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. That you go there or you call them, you have food with them. There was a big problem which was being faced by Kumar Mangalam Birla with Pickup UP.
Yes.
I'm giving you instance. I got that problem sorted out, and I kept on my board Kumar Mangalam Birla, KV Kamath, who is chairman of BRIC.
In the board of the industry.
Yes, and every month they used to come. It never used to be a summit, off and on. It used to be a regular monthly meeting.
Okay.
And they used to come in their own plane.
Yes.
And Ravi Mohan of CRISIL,
yes,
the rating agency,
yes,
United Ambanis,
yes,
were being represented. It was not, the brothers were not apart.
Separated them.
And KV Kamath, Kumar Mangalam Birla, Ambanis, so Dr. Pratap Reddy, everybody from Manipal's pie.
Yes.
So
you're saying you have to actively engage with industry if you want.
Absolutely. And then I wanted Symbiosis to come. You can go and ask Symbiosis people.
Yes.
They said that from pillar to post they are running,
yes,
but they are not getting land.
Yes.
I offered them land on Sunday evening,
yes,
and by Tuesday they got the position of the land.
Yes.
And that is how Symbiosis came there. MIT, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, he came from Germany.
Yes.
I still remember like yesterday's incident.
Yes.
I went and visited Ramaswamy,
yes,
for the creation of their university. When there was some legal problem, I saw to it that there is a special session convened, and that session was jokingly called MIT session.
Okay.
And a bill was passed. Then Education Minister Arjun Singh Ji,
yes,
he summoned Ashok Chauhan,
yes,
and said, how much money you have given to Mr. Amar Singh?
Yes.
And I have not taken a pie. Yes. You can go and ask Ashok Chauhan. So, you may go and ask Dr. Majumdar of Symbiosis. Yeah. So what is required is delivery.
Delivery.
Not you are lunching with them, you are dining with them, you are inviting them, and you are going to them, you are calling them.
Yes.
And good speeches are not the...
So politicians need not fear being seen in company of industries.
Absolutely not. I'll tell you how to address that.
Yes.
Anil Ambani,
yes,
was seen regularly with me everywhere.
Yes.
In temples, holidaying together.
Yes.
There was a particular project of Rihan 2.
Yes.
He was very keen.
Yes.
I said, you will have to participate in the bid.
Yes.
If you win, fight.
Yes.
You will not be punished because you are my friend. I will not say like a jurist
Yes.
that not before me because I will not take up this case because the concerned person is my friend.
Yes.
If it's an open tender,
Yes.
and if you win, you win.
Yes.
So what if you are my friend?
Yes.
But he lost.
Yes.
And Lanco got that.
Yes.
Lanco got that, and I was having the most terse relationship of Congress with Congress. And Lanco fortunately was member of parliament, elected member of parliament from Congress, the owner.
Yeah.
So he said, what should I do for you? He did come to me. He did not ask about money, but the hint is that. I said, you will have to do one thing. You are a elected member of Congress party.
Yes.
You have won this bid.
Yes.
From rooftop, you shout and scream and you said that I have got this project fairly as compared to Anil Ambani.
So fairness is fairness.
And Mr. Amar Singh has not asked me a penny.
Okay.
Same way GVK Reddy came.
Yes.
There was a Srinagar project in Uttarakhand,
Yes.
not Srinagar of Kashmir.
Yes.
And that project was stuck. Nobody was doing it. So I goaded him to do it, and he has done it, and today it is generating power, hydro project.
Okay.
But I also treated him well. That all his hassles were sorted out.
Yes.
So the inclusivity is the key thing.
Okay.
Somebody will have to be devoted.
I'll go to Subhash Agarwal now. So Prime Minister was basically trying to indicate that politicians need not fear being seen with industry. In fact, they should actively work with them to the country's benefit.
Correct. You see, if you want to attract private investment, you have to meet industrialists regularly, politicians. And in Western countries, it is a normal thing. Politicians openly come meet with the Prime Minister, Finance Minister, Industry Minister, tell their problems, interact with them, and sort out the differences. Regular, like chambers, commerce, these are regular meeting with ministers. There's nothing bad. If your conscience is very clear, if you are honest, your intention is very good, then it's a regular meeting is necessary
So it should
to attract private investment. India need private investment very big way. So I think meeting regularly with the industrialist, businessman is a normal phenomenon.
It's a normal course of practice,
Yes,
Mr.
normal
So, Gopal Agarwal, there are two things now I want to know from you. A, the Prime Minister has sent a clear message that people who do their business honestly in the country's benefit have no need to fear. We are not against industry. We are pro-industry in the interest of the nation.
Yes.
Second, do you think that because of these two things, the IBC and these things, the press and the media then had focused on a lot of these industrialists who are crooks? So PM has set the record straight that you must differentiate between the crooks and the good ones?
Yes. One thing is this. Second thing is, what he wants is that the government, current Modi government wants is that there should be a transparency. That whatever decision you make, there has to be a transparent mechanism of doing
So you mean the policies for every industrialist, not for...
Yes. And even an important thing is that electoral funding, ultimately it boils down how do you fund the elections.
Yes.
That's very important because a lot of industrialists give money. Election is a very expensive exercise. We know a lot of funds are required for elections. So transparency in source of fund is also required. And that's very important that there are electoral reforms also into pipelines. Their government is taking into that, and ultimately there has to be a transparency in how of that source of income. There's no nothing like bad thing that you do not take money from the industrialist or another thing. Second thing is the important thing is government delivery of social security schemes. They are for the benefit of the poor, backward classes, remote areas, Dalits, everything, and women, all those things. So government has opened up around 116 schemes for the benefit of those people. So government collects resources
from the industry.
Budget. There is two parts of the budget. One is the resource. They collect resources from top industrialists, etc. only, because there are only 3 crore taxpayers at present, and a major
so you mean it's a big
yes,
focus?
So government want to increase that tax collection also.
So you mean India should get over with this
Yes.
fear of not being seen with an industrialist or one politician attacking the other that he's seen in the company of
Yes.
industrialists? That creates a problem for practical growth of industry.
Yes, and behind the curtain, there should be no hobnobbing or that is nexus.
Yes.
That is very important. Second thing is, if you are doing for the poor, what is the harm? You are collecting resources, they are generating resources, revenue to the government, and you are transparently distributing it to the common man.
Okay.
So both aspects are very important, and that has to be taken in the right perspective so that there is a proper progress or development of the economy or the country.
Okay. So, Amar Singh ji, your closing comment in a sense I'll take now that since you have interacted with the industry pretty openly, you never shied away from hobnobbing with the industry. And in India, there is a certain culture in political parlance that we target politicians for being seen in company of industry.
Industry and film people.
So, if now we focus a film also being an industry, it's a 40,000 crore industry maybe, so it's an industry again. That culture you think has to be put to a stop if India has to grow? That you
See,
don't
I'll simply say, closing comment,
Yes.
collectivity is a policy matter
Yes.
for one and all. Exclusivity is crony capitalism.
Yes.
For exclusive contract or law that benefits a major corporate tycoon or company
Yes.
is crony capitalism.
Okay.
A law is especially made for one particular group.
Then that is
Then
crony.
that is a crony capitalism, and all such wealth
Yes.
which is accumulated by such practices should be identified by Modi government,
Yeah.
and it should be confiscated.
Okay. That's a good part. I think your closing comment, Mr. Gopal Agarwal, that PM can say this confidently because at least there has been no big scam that erupted in this government's 4 years. So I think that's why PM is confidently speaking from the podium on industry. Do you think that contributes to his confidence?
It is not just a chance that no scam has been unearthed or nothing scam has been taken place in the country. It is a very definite steps by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji that there is no scam in the country. He has particularly done everything to prevent any kind of behind the curtain nexus of
And he said it on the podium.
politicians and the industrialists. He is at the present time, in addition to that, he has been successful in breaking that nexus, behind the curtain nexus. That's a success story of PM Modi. Second thing is, he wants that the industrialists should get, or the manufacturing sector should get, the pride place which they deserve and which was lacking since independence.
That's an important point. Important to talk about manufacturing because manufacturing currently contributes 16% to the GDP. We want to increase it to 25%. We are leading in services, but manufacturing is lagging behind. The Prime Minister himself has said it now that, seeing with industry is not a problem, and you just need to set the right policies, not favoring any industrialist, but a single policy for all industry, for the industry to benefit. But crooks will not be spared. There will be IBC, there will be the Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill to catch hold of crooks. Thank you, viewers, for joining us on today's episode. I'd like to thank my panel for sparing their time, Amar Singh ji, Subhash Agarwal and Gopal Agarwal ji, sparing your time. Thank you so much.